Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing week. But we did have a couple of upsets, a couple of close games, and just overall some really entertaining football, which, that's never a bad thing. But really sucks that the Broncos lost. That was a very disappointing loss. Was it expected? Kind of. That was just really tough to watch, though. Very, very tough. But pretty good week of football. Outside of that, there was a couple entertaining games here and there, and yeah, I think we didn't get left out with something boring for this week. There was always something that kind of was going down. But yeah. So let's kind of just get into it here. Just got back from the gym. I am exhausted. So what we have was a very boring, actually, Thursday night game. I watched the first half, and that is it. We had the Chargers and the Raiders. The Raiders just beat down the Chargers. I mean, just complete beat down. The amount of turnovers, there's not really any highlights here. Raiders just completely destroyed them. Chargers defense played absolutely horrible. Their offensive line played absolutely horrible. I believe there was 2 turnovers on special teams. Turnovers, strip sacks, pick six, sack fumbles. This was one of the worst performances for the Chargers. To be fair, though, the Chargers have a lot of people injured, but that shouldn't really be an excuse for getting 63 scored on you. But yeah, not like I said, not really a lot of highlights. As you can see here, the amount of there was 5 fumbles, for the Chargers, plus an interception. When you lose the turnover battle by 6, you're not gonna win the game. Let's move on to the Saturday games. A lot of great Saturday games. Outside of, take that back. The only good one was the first one. This game was really close. This was back and forth. A huge comeback for the Bengals, to rally back and just kind of, explode in the fourth quarter there. Nick Mullins didn't do that great. 303, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Basically didn't really do nothing. If you look at that, he basically threw 303 yards. Jake Browning threw a pick, 2 touchdowns, and 324. I will say this. I don't think that Jake Browning is a great quarterback. He is a straight-up gunslinger playing with just unlimited confidence right now and is just chunking the ball up. That last little touchdown pass to, I don't know if it was, who was it? Is that T. Higgins? I think that's T. Higgins. The fact that he just straight chunked that ball up for the touchdown, and then T. Higgins was able to, score that touchdown. You take away that touchdown from Jake Browning, he threw 320, probably 320, 299 for 1 touchdown and a pick. Or, you can look at as, 302 picks, because that ball could have very easily been intercepted. I'm not a fan of Jake Browning's play style. It's very reckless. It's very careless. And, sure, he's winning games, but that's not something that you can win with at a consistent base. I needed the Vikings to win here. Vikings just straight up choked. Jordan Addison had a great game, though. Ty Chandler had probably his best game of his career. Joe Mixon was very contained this game. A lot of first downs. 46 first downs. Not a lot of defense was played here. But yeah, as you can see here, possession time pretty much the same. This was a very close game. Came down to the wire. Obviously, came down to overtime. But yeah, pretty unfortunate that the Vikings couldn't close this game out. Next, we have the Steelers and the Colts. By the way, I got the Raiders game and the Bengals game correct. Steelers and the Colts. I did get this game incorrect. I did have the Steelers winning. I thought the Steelers would, bounce back like, hey, our defense has gotten exposed back-to-back games by 2-9 teams. We're not going to sit here and get blown out again. And what do? They get blown out again. I thought their defense would step up. Instead, they stepped down. Mike Trubisky played like trash. Gardner Minshew on point. No run game. Obviously, Najee Harris is trash. I can't even really name a running back outside of Jonathan Taylor. There's another guy actually. There's two guys actually. I don't know. The Colts run game is very odd. But yeah. I just feel like there's a lack of motivation, lack of fire that the Steelers are missing. No one's playing that hard. You can tell. It just looks like they have no confidence. It feels like if it's not an easy play, they're not really going to try. And it's just you're not used to seeing that from a Steelers team. I feel like the morale is at an all-time low, and there's like no confidence in the building, there's no identity. And that all starts mainly, in my opinion, because of the quarterback situation. But, hey, we'll see. We will definitely see. You can see here, not a lot of offense was played. Very efficient for the Colts side, though. But yeah, 2 picks. When you win the turnover battle by 3, you're most likely going to win by double-digit points. This was a very, very disappointing game. Luckily, they played bad against the Texans, but luckily I didn't get to see this game live because, I would have been pissed. Pretty defensive game, up until the first quarter. The first quarter, I believe each Broncos and Lions had 2 possessions. Both turned out like they couldn't get the ball moving. The Broncos actually on the first drive of their offensive drive went all the way down to the red zone, and then Russell Wilson got strip sacked. So, we left 3 points on the table there. At least 3 points, I mean. Yeah, Jared Goff had his second best career game. Jahmyr Gibbs probably had his second or third best career game already. And Sam Laporta had his best career game. So everyone just had, pretty much an amazing day against us. So not all, not like one of them had a great day, all of them had a great day. Their best day almost, so it's like great. When everything's clicking, for a team, and then when something is not clicking for the other team, plus when the refs are on your side, you're going to win the game by double-digit points. That's just a fact. This game shouldn't have been as much of a blowout as it should have. End result, we should have still lost, but it shouldn't have been by double-digit. It should be by a 1 score, If you look at this score here, if Russell Wilson doesn't get strip sack fumbled, we get a field goal at least. So let's just say potentially we get a field goal there. We have 20 points. Up until the third quarter, it's 28 to 3. 28 to 7, and we're on the goal line, and we run 3 plays. 2 of them somehow are not touchdowns. Probably one of them should have been challenged. The other one, offensive offsides. When the helmet is like not obstructing the view or affecting the play, I'm not sure how you call offsides, especially when he's not past the ball. If he's on the ball, okay. That happens on almost every time. If you look at the goal line, most of the time, the offensive line is lined up like that. So it's pretty strange why they would even call that there, especially when it's on the opposite side where the ref can see the ball. The other ref didn't even call it. It's very strange and just a really weird, dumb penalty that, never gets called, especially on the goal line. Because on the goal line, you can see where the ball is, you know what I mean? And you can see where it needs to be and where the players need. It's just you don't call offsides on the offense on the goal line. You know where the ball is. You don't need anything. It's just really a really stupid penalty to call on the goal line. I've never seen it called on the goal line, to be honest with you. But yeah, we get, technically a touchdown there. So, add 7 more points, it's 24, 24 to 42. So it's not a crazy bad score. They actually would have negated one of their scores. So 24-39. We're still down 15. It wouldn't have been as bad if we would have still lost by double-digit points, but 24-39 looks a little bit better on paper, you know what I mean? But, hey, man, a lot of things weren't going right. That's just how it goes. You can't lose. Like, this game doesn't ruin my confidence in a way, because if you look at it, Jared Goff had his second best career game. The tight end had his best career game. Jahmyr Gibbs had his second best career game. I mean, hey, if that doesn't happen, that 15 points that we could have lost by turns into what? You know what I mean? Take 2 touchdowns away from them, it's tied. Jared Goff, he had his second best career game. I mean, when everything's clicking for the team, they're going to beat you. Next we have the 12 o'clock games on Sunday. I did get that other game wrong, by the way. I did have the Broncos winning. Got this game correct. Chiefs, Patriots. The Patriots were actually kind of keeping up for a little bit, and then it kind of strayed away. 10-14 at the half, and then, it's kind of slowed down. Patrick Mahomes didn't do great. Bailey Zappi didn't do great. No run game, really. Rashid Rice probably had his best career game. I think this is the first time he's actually been kind of used. Hunter Henry had a pretty okay game. Not a lot of first downs, only 29 first downs. Pretty bad third down conversions for the Patriots. They can't really move the ball on the offensive side, but for whatever reason, they're going to do it next week. Yeah, they won the turnover battle. They just couldn't get it done. This won the turnover battle, 10-point game. I just feel like they should have been able to execute a little bit better, but I blame that on Bailey Zappi and just the offensive lack of production and talent. But almost got it done. That would have been a huge upset. Jets and the Dolphins. This is going to be very quick. There's nothing really to go off of. The Dolphins completely dominated on the defensive side of the ball. Trevor Siemian has to come in because of an injury to Zach Wilson. Siemian throws 2 picks. Tua didn't have a great game. He threw it 21 times for 224 yards. That means the ball's not really traveling. Jalen Waddle had a great game. Almost all of Tua's yards were from Jalen. They just had to stop him, and they just couldn't. Raheem Mostert is going crazy this season. He has 20 touchdowns in only 15 games, which is very impressive. As you can see here, not a lot of first downs. Only 27 total. Time possession 36 minutes, complete domination. Not a lot to go off of there. Next, we have the Bears and the Browns. This game came down to the wire. I would say Justin Fields played a great game. His stats aren't going to say it. His stats are not going to say it. He played a great game. He threw a really bad pick. The other pick I wouldn't really say is fully his fault, but he didn't play a bad game. He really didn't. A lot of those, he had tons of throws that could have been completions, and they just were not. He's throwing to these people, man. He's putting the ball on a dime, and they can't connect. It is very frustrating to see, to be honest. Joe Flacco, 3 picks, 2 touchdowns, didn't really play that great. But he almost had 400 yards, which is mind-blowing at his age. But yeah. Cole Kmet dropped a wide open touchdown. They're gonna blame it, because it was raining, blah blah. Like, no, like, he just straight up sucks. Amari Cooper had a pretty good game. It's kind of weird to see him in a Browns uniform, though. He was pretty good on the Cowboys, and it just feels like he doesn't fit here. Game came down to the last play. Justin Fields throws it up. Darnell Mooney, of course, can't catch it. You know what I mean? Just right in his grasp, and this game could have been stolen as a win. But, 26 first downs, not a lot of offense here. Turnover battle, there was 10 turnovers total for this game. Not a lot of protection of the football. But I think Browns got a little lucky here. Got saved by garbage receiver hands. I did get that game correct, though. Texans-Titans. I did have the Titans winning this game. Texans just stole this game. No reason why the Texans should have won this game. Case Keenum out here winning. As you can see here, look, 3, 6, 1 touchdown, another field goal. This game was barely won by the Texans. Will Levis just could not get the job done. The offense doesn't have an identity. I feel like when the Titans finally get an identity on the offensive side, they're going to be a pretty... you can kind of see what kind of team they're going to be, but with this one, it's hard to see what they're going to be because they're just very random right now. As you can see here, the turnover battle, pretty much the same. Time possession, a lot of time on both of these teams. This game came down to the very end. Not a lot of first downs. Actually, there's a decent amount of first downs. There's 35 of them. But, this was just a very gutsy win. Tough win for the Texans. Big division win for them as well. Giants and the Saints. I did almost pick the Giants here, and I was like, you know what? Let me calm down. Tommy DeVito hasn't shown me too much yet. Let me pick the Saints. Luckily, I did. Derek Carr, 3 touchdowns, 218. Tommy DeVito, 177, nothing. Saquon, averaged 1.5 yards a carry. Why is he even relevant anymore? He was supposed to be the straight prodigy coming out of Penn State. Alvin Kamara didn't really do anything either. Giants have no offensive weapons. 0. If you could give me any player on the offense from the Giants, I honestly wouldn't pick any of them. You can keep all of them. Maybe give me Saquon. Maybe give me Darren Waller. I'm talking a $1 million deal, though. Don't give me these players on some bull crap. Other than them, I don't want anyone else. I don't. I'll take Tommy DeVito as a backup. I'll take him as a backup. But, there ain't no weapons, man. The Giants suck. They're just garbage. 12 first downs. That's pretty trash. They can't move the ball. Pretty much a beatdown, man. There's not really much to go off of there. 2 field goals for the Giants. Falcons and the Panthers. I did pick the Falcons. Panthers won this game. The Panthers actually won the football game. They won the game on 3 field goals. 3 field goals. They won the game. Single-digit point. Desmond Ridder, garbage. 12 for 20, 152, 1 TD, 1 interception. Bryce Young, also garbage. 167, no touchdowns, but he didn't throw any pick. Chuba Hubbard played pretty decent. Jono Smith, 2 targets, 61 yards. The fact that that's the leading receiver, 2 catches. Adam Thielen, This game was not entertaining whatsoever. I'm pretty sure whoever showed up for this game probably left. This game was raining. There was no one in the stands. I'm pretty sure this stadium was not loud at any point. 7 more minutes of possession time for the Panthers, I think, is what kind of sealed this win, just to manage to keep the offense off the field for the Falcons. But, I mean, there's no real highlights. You know, if you want to watch the highlights, just look at their kickers. I will say, though, Young Ho Koo lost them this game. I believe he missed 2 field goals, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was this game or if it was last week, but he missed 2 field goals. I'm not sure. I think it was last week. But if it was this week, he lost them the game. Last 12 o'clock game, we have the Bucks and the Packers. The Bucks went crazy, man. 381, 4 touchdowns for Baker Mayfield. Jordan Love didn't play that bad. 284, 2 touchdowns. No picks for either quarterback there. Rashad White, pretty decent. Aaron Jones, not that great. Chris Godwin had an amazing game, 10 for 155. A lot of first downs, 40 first downs for this game. For the turnover battle, the Buccaneers won by 1, 3 fumbles total for this game, but very efficient on the offensive side of the ball for the Buccaneers. And just when you're efficient, I mean, that's just what's going to happen. Let's move on to the 3 o'clock games. I did get the Saints game, Falcons game, I got the Saints game correct. I got the Falcons game wrong, and I got the Bucks-Packers correct. Let's go to the 3 o'clock games with the 49ers and the Cardinals. Cardinals shouldn't have scored this many points. So shame on the 49ers defense for letting them score that much. Brock Purdy, pretty efficient. 242, 4 touchdowns on 16 completions. Kyler Murray, 2 picks, 1 touchdown, 211 yards. Christian McCaffrey has been on a tear this last 4 or 5 weeks, probably averaging 100 yards a carry at this point. He had a touchdown, 6.5 yards a carry. James Conner had a pretty good game, though. Don't get overlooked by that. Deebo Samuel, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. Elijah Higgins probably had his best game of the season with 44 yards and a touchdown on 4 targets. A lot of first downs this game. There was a total of 46. Time of possession, Arizona actually dominated the time of possession by 9 minutes and scored 16 less points. So pretty strange. But, yeah, the 49ers offense wasn't on the field too long. They were just kind of catching and scoring, So, not a lot to go off of there. But the 49ers look like they're going to take that 1 seed in the NFC, get that bye. And next we have the Commanders and the Rams. This game was a lot closer than it needed to be. I did have the Rams winning this game. Jacoby Brissett actually had to come in. I'm not sure if he got the start. I don't think he did. But he threw 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford also threw 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams probably had his most yards he's ever had in a game, but it did come along with 2 fumbles and a touchdown. McLaurin, 141 and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp had 111 and a touchdown as well. Cooper Kupp was very efficient, finding very large gaps in the Washington secondary. But as you can see here, the turnover battle was tied. The Rams dominated time of possession by 9 minutes. Total of 37 first downs this game. But, the Rams defense is really what kind of sealed this win here. Next, we have the Cowboys and the Bills. I did have the Cowboys winning this game. I felt like they were just going to kind of come in there and kind of upset just the way their defense has been playing and the way Buffalo plays offense. I mean, Dak didn't do anything, 134 and a pick. Josh Allen, he threw it 7 times. You know what I mean? He only threw it 15 total times and completed 45% of his passes. 94 yards and a touchdown. Josh Allen should never throw under 100 yards a game. Ever. James Cook had 25 carries on 179 yards, a touchdown, 7 yards a carry, and I don't even know how many yards he caught, but James Cook completely torched the Cowboys defense. CeeDee Lamb couldn't really get it into a groove. Neither did Stephon Diggs. As you can see here, it looks like there was tons of first downs, so a lot of offense for both. There was 42 total first downs. Time of possession, once again, dominated by the Buffalo Bills. Cowboys couldn't do anything, man. They couldn't do anything on the defense, couldn't do anything on the offense. Just a very poor play by the Cowboys. Just they couldn't get nothing going. Nothing was clicking for them. Sunday night, we had the Ravens and the Jags. I did have this game correct. I did pick the Ravens. Trevor Lawrence couldn't get things going. Lamar was making some plays here and there. Just kind of helped win this game. You know, the defense for the Ravens was going crazy this game. Just kind of stopping everything, forcing a lot of, just forcing tough plays for Trevor Lawrence to make. He wasn't 100%, you could tell. As you can see here, another game dominated by the time of possession by 9. Total of 41 first downs. Pretty decent amount of first downs this game. Turnover battle was won by 1 by the Ravens. But, this was a pretty easy win for the Ravens. Defense completely dominated the Jaguars here. And the last game of the week, we have a upset with the Seahawks beating the Eagles. I did get this game incorrect, like probably most people. Jalen Hurts, he wasn't 100%. You could tell. He was definitely still sick. He wasn't feeling 100%. You could tell he was very sluggish, very slow. It seemed like he was playing in slow motion for most of the game. And it seemed like he just wanted the game to end. 143 yards, 2 picks, probably his worst game of the season. Drew Lock actually got the start, which I'm very excited about. I still think Drew Lock is better than Geno Smith. Drew Lock was making some dimes in the rain and hits a game-winning touchdown kind of to Jackson Smith Njigba. I don't know how to say his name. But, hits him deep in the corner. Just a perfect pass by Drew Lock. And I've always hated the Seahawks. You know, I've only ever liked Russell Wilson on the Seahawks. I never liked any other player on the Seahawks. Since I was, little, I always hated the Seahawks. And the only player I like on the Seahawks right now is Drew Lock. So when I found out that he was going to be starting, I was like, wow, I was kind of rooting for the Seahawks in a way, just on their offense, I didn't want Drew Lock to lose the game, you know what I mean? And I was happy for Drew Lock, coming out, beating a juggernaut of the team. And, I don't know. I was very, very happy for Drew Lock. He never got his shot in Denver. People always say, oh, he had 3 or 4 years, blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't. He didn't have a shot. He had a head coach that didn't want him. He had one of the worst offensive coordinators of all time. When you put those two together, on a rookie quarterback, what do you expect? So, he never got a fair shot in Denver. It was just a bad timing situation. But yeah, I'm happy for him. I feel like we wasted his career. His career is never going to be revived, unfortunately, because of, Vic Fangio and Pat Shurmur. But I'm happy for Drew Lock. Very happy for him. As you can see here, there was 39 first downs, pretty decent amount. Time possession actually was lost by the Seahawks by 5 minutes. And, they won the turnover battle. I will say this game was lost on Jalen Hurts. I feel like, seeing the game now, he shouldn't have played. He just shouldn't have played. He could have been the backup for this game. I just don't think he was at 100%. He looked slow. His decision-making looked slow. He just didn't look like he was at 100%, and it showed. So, looking back now, as much as I don't have faith in Marcus Mariota, he should have played this game. He would have played either the exact same or a little bit better. And if they would have played a little bit better, they would have won. So, that's just my opinion. Jalen Hurts just didn't play good. He lost them this game, especially on the last drive. You go for the field goal there. You don't try to just take a shot deep into double coverage. So let's go on to picks of the week for week 16. Got a lot of tight games this week. We got the Saints and the Rams. This can go either way. This is a big coin flip. This game is in LA. This game's tough, man. This game is tough to choose. Very, very tough to choose. Saints were clicking last week. They played the Giants, though, so it's pretty easy to get clicking on their defense. But this is a tough game. I don't really know who to pick here. This is a coin flip. Either team can blow out the other team. Either team can win. I have a little bit more faith. Actually, let me just kind of look at this real quick. Let me dive in a little bit. I feel like the Saints should win this game. Like, they should win the game. Will they, though, is a question that we need to see. Saints got a better defense, a way better defense. The Rams have a better offense. This is as close of a game as you can get. I'm expecting a pretty decent game for prime time tomorrow, but this is a tough decision, man. This is a very tough decision. Rams at home. Saints should win, but it's the Rams at home. I think the Rams are going to take this win. I'm not going to be surprised at all if the Saints win. We'll go with the Rams, though. Next, we have the Bengals and the Steelers. Picking the Bengals, man. The Steelers, until they show me something, I'm not going to pick them the rest of the season. Bills and the Chargers, I got the Bills there. The Bills have no reason why they can't beat the Chargers there. Seahawks and the Titans. This is another toss-up. Most likely Geno Smith is going to get the start here. I feel like the Seahawks are a little bit more consistent than the Titans. I'm going to pick the Seahawks. I could see the Titans winning the game, though. Colts and the Falcons, I'm picking the Colts. Colts probably will find a way to somehow choke this game, but they should easily beat the Falcons. Browns and the Texans, I do believe that C.J. Stroud is going to miss this game as well. So it's going to be Joe Flacco and the Browns versus Case Keenum and the Texans. Both were Bronco quarterbacks, almost quarterbacks at the same time on the team. Don't really know who to pick here. Joe Flacco and the Browns. Case Keenum and the Texans. Texans are at home. Dang. I don't know, man. This is a tough pick. This is a tough pick. You got a solid defense against Case Keenum, man. Case Keenum against good defenses, that's a bad mixture. Oh, I think I'm going to have to go with the Browns here, man. I think the Browns are going to steal this win from the Texans. If C.J. Stroud does not play, the Browns, I think, are going to win the game. If C.J. Stroud plays, the Texans are blowing out the Browns. So this is a toss-up. Like I said, I'm recording this as of Wednesday night. We don't know the, status on C.J. Stroud probably up until Friday. Probably not until game day. But, yeah, if C.J. Stroud plays, Texans are winning this game 100%. But, yeah, I think if, Case Keenum plays, they're not going to win. Packers and the Panthers, we're going to go with the Packers there. Panthers, they won last week, but they can't get in the end zone. You know what I mean? Commanders and the Jets. I'm a little concerned. I don't know who's really going to play this game. I don't know if Sam Howell's going to play, if Jacoby Brissett's going to play. I don't know if Trevor Siemian's going to play. I don't know if Zach Wilson's going to play. I don't know who's going to play. So this is a big toss-up here. No, I don't know. I don't know who's going to play. I think Jacoby Brissett is the best quarterback out of all four of those guys. I'm going to go with the Commanders. Next, we have the Lions and the Vikings. I'm going to pick the Lions, man. The Lions shouldn't lose this game. Let's go to the 3 o'clock games. We got the Jaguars and the Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Bucs there. Just have a little bit more confidence in Baker Mayfield over Trevor Lawrence at the moment. But let's see if the Jags can pick it up. Cardinals and the Bears. This is going to be a toss-up, man. This is a big toss-up. Very, very big toss-up. In Chicago, can the Bears get this done? Can the Bears get this done? I don't know. I don't know. I think the Bears can get this done. I just don't have a lot of confidence in the Cardinals, man. Yeah, they can put up some points, but I feel like against a garbage defense, Justin Fields can kind of go crazy on them. Cowboys and the Dolphins, I'm picking the Dolphins there. I feel like the Cowboys can't keep up point-wise. This would be a big upset, I believe, if the Dolphins end up losing this game. But I have the Dolphins here. I think they're just a little bit more consistent in the offensive side in terms of putting up a bunch of points. I believe Tyreek Hill is going to be 100% as well coming into this game. So they got the Cowboys having to worry about a lot of speed here. Sunday night, we have the Patriots and the Broncos. I'm going to go with the Broncos, man. I feel like the Broncos are a little bit more consistent. I feel like they're going to be able to score more points, hopefully, than the Patriots. The Patriots are, a little bit struggling to score, and I hope that continues at least for one more week. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a close game. I really do. I feel like this is going to come down to the wire. This is not going to be an easy win whatsoever. Going against Bill Belichick is never going to be an easy win. Monday night, we have 3 games here. We have the Raiders and the Chiefs on Christmas Day. I believe the Chiefs are going to win this. I feel like there's no reason why they shouldn't lose this game. But yeah. And the 3 o'clock game, we have the Eagles and the Giants. Eagles should win this game. I believe the last time the Eagles and Giants played on Christmas was the Miracle in the Meadowlands. I could be wrong. There. And we have the Ravens and the 49ers. Best game of the week, in my opinion. I'm going to have to go with the... I don't know, man. I think I might have to go with... This is going to be a close game. Man. I feel like if the Ravens defense can kind of shut down Brock Purdy, they're going to blow him out. But I just feel like if the 49ers are clicking, and playing some okay defense, this is going to be a good game, man. This is a coin flip. This can go either way. 2 best teams in the league. I think the 49ers are going to win just because it's at home. But, yeah, that's pretty much all the games for the week. Pretty much everything I'm going to be talking about for this video here. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. A lot of great games coming up this week. Hopefully everyone has a great Christmas, holidays, stuff like that. Hopefully the Broncos can give me a present this year. But, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see y'all guys next Wednesday. Should be next Wednesday. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I will see y'all next week. Hope y'all have a great holiday.